Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about a language disorder called Central Auditory Processing Disorder, also known as CAPD. Usually I don't talk about this. It is something that I have, and I don't talk about it because the past few years I haven't been super good at self-advocating for things that I have. And it used to just be like, oh, a need-to-know basis for someone that I would actually tell them about what I have, but I'm realizing now that everything is a need-to-know basis because it's how I communicate and understand a situation, and communication is important, so I want to make sure that people I know about what I have so that we can communicate to the best of our abilities. So first, I wanted to talk about kind of what it is and give you an example of what it is. So, auditory processing disorder is not a problem with the ears. My ears are fine how they are, but it is a brain issue, and it causes sound to be heard okay, but when I actually process it, which makes me understand it, it doesn't always work out. It doesn't always process to what the person has said and what I have heard. It doesn't happen all the time, thank goodness, but it happens a lot of the time. So I might hear one thing, but then process a completely different thing, and with people who don't have this disorder may hear something and process the same thing that they heard. So an example, if you have a normal person without auditory processing disorder, they might hear someone say, "The cat wants the ball," and then they process, "The cat wants the ball," and they understand that and they give the cat a ball. If you have auditory processing disorder, you might hear, "The cat wants the ball," and you process, "cat ball," or you process, "cat wants ball." It just doesn't process correctly. Your brain and what you hear are not working together. They're not good friends. Once again, this doesn't always happen, but it happens a lot. So you probably want to think of ways that you can help a person with auditory processing disorder, help them to have good communication with you. So here's a list of some things that you can do. So whenever you're explaining directions, do it slowly, step by step. That's very helpful. Repeat what you've said when you're asked. So a lot of the times I have to say, like, "Sorry, what'd you say? What'd you say? Can't hear you." I might even say I have a hearing problem just because when I say I have a processing disorder, people are like, "I don't know what that is," and then it just gets confusing. So if I ask you to repeat yourself, please do so. It just helps me out. And if it's embarrassing for you to repeat yourself multiple times, don't worry. It's more embarrassing for me to ask multiple times. Don't whisper or talk quietly. When you whisper, your mouth moves less. I don't know why, but it does, and it makes it way harder for me to understand what you're saying. Don't mumble. Once again, your mouth is barely moving, and it's moving in weird ways, so I use visual assistance when I'm trying to process what you're saying, so don't mumble. Show your face and mouth. So I know that it's really hard now with mask and everything covering up your mouth, but when possible, show your face and your mouth whenever you're trying to explain something. If I go off screen to explain something to a CAPD person, like I'm like, "Oh, I need you to do this direction," then they would be really confused by what I said because they couldn't see my mouth moving, so they didn't have the visual assistance to help with the processing of the auditory. Don't try to explain something or talk to me when we're in a really loud environment. Like, I've had teachers try to explain things when we're in a gymnasium and there's noises all around, or friends trying to explain something at a loud party. If you want to tell me something, we're going to have to go somewhere quieter, either back to the classroom, or if we're in a party, to a quieter room, and that would really help, because it's not just with communication, but in general, of focusing of what a person is saying. I cannot factor out the other noises going around in the background to focus in on what you are saying to me. So like right now, I'm trying to explain to you about this, and I'm hearing the air conditioning. I might hear some birds outside, so it's kind of hard to focus in on that. But if you have any questions about this disorder, just let me know in the comments, and you can text me or message me about this. And I'm glad I got to share this information about me with you. Thanks everyone for watching.